Can poor quarterback play ruin a fantasy football WR season? Imagine your favorite wide receiver making all the right moves, running perfect routes, and catching almost everything thrown their way. Now picture the quarterback throwing inaccurate passes, missing open targets, or just not throwing enough. How much does that affect the receiver's fantasy season? Well, it turns out quite a lot. The quarterback is the main link to the receiver's production. If the quarterback struggles, the receiver's chances to rack up yards and touchdowns drop significantly. Data shows that when a quarterback has one of their worst games, their top wide receiver has about a 50% chance of also having a poor fantasy outing. For the second or third receivers, that chance drops to around 38%. That's a clear sign that quarterback play heavily influences WR output. When the quarterback is not on point, targets become fewer and less accurate, making it harder for the receiver to catch passes and score points. Even the best wide receivers can see their numbers dip if their quarterback is inconsistent or underperforming. For example, if a team loses their main quarterback or they get injured, the remaining receivers often see their targets and yards decrease. When evaluating wide receiver targets, it's smart to look at the quarterback's health and consistency. A WR who relies on a struggling quarterback is more likely to have a down season. Top receivers tend to be more affected because they depend on the quarterback's trust and accuracy. In fantasy drafts or trades, pairing a top wide receiver with their starting quarterback can boost potential but also raises the risk if the quarterback falters. Monitoring offensive line quality, team strategy, and quarterback health can give clues about how well a WR might perform. Age and experience matter too, but don't override the quarterback's influence. If a team changes quarterbacks or loses a key offensive player, chemistry can suffer, and that impacts WR fantasy numbers. Also, if the quarterback throws a lot of inaccurate passes, catch efficiency drops and drop rates go up. So in the end, poor quarterback play can definitely ruin a wide receiver's fantasy season. It limits targets, reduces catchable passes, and cuts down scoring chances. When you're analyzing WR targets, always consider the quarterback's ability and consistency. That connection can make or break a receiver's fantasy value.